Okay, so you're streaming?
Wait, what are we doing again?
No,
things.
not streaking. Put your clothes back on.
Oh.
Brian loves to be naked.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Controller Throwers podcast. This is for Tuesday, September 5th, 2017, episode number 29. I am Mike Ryan. With me is
Me?
Beast from. Well, I was gonna give nicknames.
Oh, okay.
The best of the West, Mr. Brian Davis.
Hello.
That dude.
In the mouth of the South, Kurt Wentz.
How you doing? The South?
You-
I guess I am further south than you. No, you're further south than me.
No, you grew up northwest of me.
I did. You're the south side.
So, I am the South Sider.
What's up,
Oh
Trevor?
well. Oh, that's right. I got to do the pop out still.
You do. Don't even know that people are sitting
Well, it's a good thing I have you listed first for the news. So,
There you
let's.
go.
While I'm getting the pop out for the chat, Kurt, why don't you take the first in our top 5 news of the week?
Oh, certainly. Earlier this month, we reported the possibility of Paris 2024. I was about to say 2014. Paris 2024 Summer Olympics, including video games. This could still happen, but if it does, don't expect violent video games to be included. Thomas Bach, the president of the IOC, said that violent video games run counter to the Olympic values, that is, to promote peace and harmony around the world. We want to promote non-discrimination, non-violent, and peace among people, Bach said. This doesn't match with video games, which are about violence, explosions, and killings, and we have to draw a clear line. So if ever somebody is competing at a football virtually or playing other sports virtually, this is of high interest. He added that we hope that then these players are really developing sports performance or delivering sports performance. If fans at the end would even play sports in the real world, we'd be even more happy.
Okay, so this is an update to news that we talked about a few weeks ago, actually. And this one kind of gets on my nerves, and I'll tell you why. Is that this guy's like, so it's where he says, we want to promote non-discrimination, non-violence, and peace among people. This doesn't match with video games, which are about violence, explosions, and killing. That's such a stereotypical view, and it really grinds my gears to hear somebody talk like that about video games. Like, that's like something you would hear that your mom would have said back in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I see where you're coming from. How old is this Thomas Bach, anyways?
I didn't look. I didn't carbon date him. or
I'm gonna
anything.
Google this dude.
He's president of the IOC. He's got to be in his probably 50s or 60s. But when you think of video games, what's the first thing you think of?
Pong.
Especially in today's age. You
Pong
think
64.
See, he's
I'm
63.
gonna
Yeah,
Pong 64. You and I.
he's
You think of Modern Warfare. You think of Halo. You think of Grand Theft Auto.
You do. That does come to
So
mind.
I mean, in one sense, he's not wrong. That video game violence, explosions, and killings has become more of the norm in video games. I mean,
Mhm.
even Smash Brothers, which is, beloved Nintendo characters, are all about beating the crap out of each other. But
But at the same time,
that's not all that video games are.
right?
And I agree 100% with you, Mike, that there's so much more. I mean, think about heck, you can argue that football is a violent sport.
Exactly.
well, it is.
Fencing, wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, there's
There's violence anywhere you look.
right,
Everywhere.
Right.
So this
That
dude
poor
is
javelin.
63 years old, right? His
So he's just
spouse.
bitter.
His spouse is younger than I am.
Ooh.
Nice.
Maybe I got it all wrong on this
I'm
guy.
just, just looking at the wiki here, and yeah, he's going for the youngins. So you think he'd be even more tolerant to the video games that include some sort of violence, right?
Yeah. So
I would have to say this, and kind of to counter his point here is when you think of all the action around these video game tournaments, which ones come to mind firsthand?
Fighter
Mike,
games.
you love fighting
games and MOBAs. But still, yeah.
and to his argument too, Madden sports tournaments.
Mhm.
So for this to be successful, you kind of need to add your Marvel versus Capcom or your Smash Brothers or your Mortal Kombat, just because that's such a huge
Let me
moneymaker.
let me be devil's advocate though.
That's a good pinball game too.
He's coming from the Olympic side of things, which is all sports. That's all it is. So
Right.
when he's saying, "Hey, we want to bring gaming into it," he's probably, of course, going to be like, "I want sports gaming."
Yeah.
Well,
No, I
if
can
you,
see that.
If you look at those last two sentences, that he's talking about, he hopes that people play sports and then that they go out and want to play sports afterwards. So, yeah, I think he's looking more at doing a sports side of it, but it seems like he's just limiting himself on
Yeah.
what's out there in video games.
Right.
I mean, it's more
Right.
than just Madden and basketball.
Mhm. Rocket League is a sport, and that's
It is
getting
a
a lot
sport.
of.
And that could be, I mean, even Splatoon. Splatoon could be something that they can have.
Yep.
That's not necessarily violent or killing, or I mean, they may have explosions, but what, they're explosions of paintballs?
Yeah.
Yeah, being shot.
Well, again, I mean, hey, we can at least admit that in terms of acceptance in the general community, gaming has come a long way.
Very
Yes.
true.
Just not for that dude.
Go back to your 20-year-old.
Oh, she's not that young, but she's younger than me. But
All right, so Nintendo held a Nindies showcase last week where they announced several upcoming digital games that will be coming to the Switch platform, whether exclusively or as a timed exclusive. So the video is about 20 minutes long, and they showed about 20 different games. So I'm going to kind of blaze through this, and we'll talk about that. So some of the games announced: Super Meat Boy Forever, Shovel Knight King of Cards, Mom Hid My Game, Golf Story, Floor Kids, Wolverblade, Polybridge, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, Earth Atlantis, Next Up Hero, Steam World Dig 2, Malacca, Yono and the Celestial Elephants, Dragon Marked for Death, Battle Chef Brigade, Morphe's Law, Sausage Sports Club, Light Fingers, Nine Parchments, and No More Heroes 3, Travis Strikes Again. So I watched the video, and I'm gonna let you know the ones that really piqued my interest. Number one, Super Meat Boy Forever. That game, I love Super Meat Boy. Kurt, have you played that, right?
oh yeah, Rage Quit game, of course.
Without a doubt. So yeah, more of the same, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Shovel
rage
Knight,
quitting.
the next. Yep. The next chapter in the Shovel Knight series, King of Cards with King Knight. I love Shovel Knight; it's awesome. Mom Hid My Game. That game looks weird. It's essentially like a puzzle game, and you're a kid and you have to find your video game system that your mom hid because you were playing it too much. And basically each level is like is a single picture, with something going on in it, and it's like a point and click, and you have to figure out how to get your game. And the art style kind of looks like, like those warning cards on airplanes, or the warning cards that you see hanging up in the lunchroom of work, or something like that. That's what the art style is.
Interesting.
So like, there's one where there's an alligator on the ground with the game system in his mouth, and you have to get. Why Mom would hide a game system in an alligator's mouth is beyond me, but But
She's
I'm more
evil.
concerned why the kid would have an alligator in his room.
That too. Where would you even get an alligator from? Well, I mean, if you live in Florida, I guess they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you got to find. There's a stick. You find a stick, and you put the stick in the alligator's mouth, and so it's kind of like like.
Oh, so you can't just find it and take it. You got to find it and figure out how to get it.
Right.
Like it's booby trapped almost.
Right.
Nice.
And I don't think there's a level where she booby traps it, but let's hope not.
Do?
This next one I am really excited about. Golf Story. This is an RPG, like a top-down RPG game.
A golf
so
thing?
kind of like Final Fantasy or Zelda, old school Zelda or Secret of Mana, where instead of like you level up and do all these things by playing golf, like top-down golf. And there's a story, and it looks just so fascinating. You could also play mini golf, frisbee golf, and regular golf in it.
So it's just any type of golf.
Yeah, but the game has like a really deep story mode where you're playing golf, like in like mystical lands and stuff. Like you hit it from like island to island or stuff like that. But it looks really interesting. Like look up the video of it, or at least look up some pictures. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like it's going to be good.
I'll have to look it up because you said golf so many times about it being about golf.
The word started losing all relevance.
Yeah, and it's just like, this is a game about golf. All you do is golf. 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 It's like, okay.
Moving on, the next one, Floor Kids. That kind of looks like a cross between Parappa the Rapper and Tony Hawk.
Ooh.
And it's about breakdancing. So you like do the different moves, and it's like You Got Served, only in video game form. Alf's. It's Alf's back.
Pog form.
I'm gonna jump down. Polybridge. That's one of those games where you build a bridge and you try to get people to cross it, and they fall to their deaths because you don't build it right. Kentucky Route Zero. What's that?
So you're not supposed to build it right?
You are supposed to build it right, but it's hilarious when you don't because everybody goes, ah!
Dun, dun, dun.
From what I understand, Kentucky Route Zero has a very strong following to it. In the, it's like that game's kind of another one of those episodic, story-driven point-and-click adventure type games. What else? I'm going to skip those. SteamWorld Dig 2. If you never played SteamWorld Dig, it's an awesome game. I would highly recommend getting it. So that's more of the same. Dragon Marked for Death. That's going to be a great game. That one is multiplayer, both local and online. And it's kind of like a cross between like Streets of Rage and like Game of Thrones or something like that. So, yeah, or Golden Axe, which is essentially that. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot like that. What else? Battle Chef Brigade. This is a weird game where you're a knight and you go out into the wilderness. It's 2D, and you attack enemies and kill them, and then collect their body parts, and then you bring it back to your castle, where it's a match 3 puzzle game to cook different meals using those ingredients. Very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sausage Sports Club, I'm not going to get into that.
Sausage Sports Club.
And then, of course, No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. I am looking forward to that. I loved No More Heroes on the Wii. It was such a quirky and crazy and just insane game. I loved it. Brian, did I ever let you borrow that?
I don't believe so.
The game, it's kind of like cartoon, like very gritty, cartoonish graphics, and the guy's got a lightsaber as a weapon.
Yeah,
good
no,
game.
I never played that.
All right. So those are the games, and those are all coming out between now and sometime in 2018. So it's good to see that the Switch get more games, especially more multiplayer games like that. Dragon Mark for Death, definitely. Wolverblade, that's another good one. That's a lot like Golden Axe as well. So it's nice to see all these new games coming out for the Switch. Anything look interesting to any of you guys?
Meat Boy.
Yep.
Boy. Outside of that, I'm just I had to look up images of Sausage Sports Club. I just had to. Yeah, so Super Meat Boy. Definitely. On that one.
Yeah.
Golf Story?
That looks
Maybe, but I think there's too much golf. Golf.
not enough story.
Not enough story. Too much golf. Not enough story. And then, other than that, I think I'm gonna have to just look at some videos and stuff and kind of pick away at this one at a time and find out if there's any other
Yeah.
details. But
Nice.
Meat Boy has never, ever disappointed as far as a rage game.
Yeah. It's disappointed in terms of anger-inducing, but
Oh,
not in terms of
absolutely.
fun.
But not as far as, like, the game is meant to be a rage quit game. So,
Right.
we're good.
All right.
All right. Next story we have here. Nintendo has announced that Miiverse, the social networking service available on the Wii U and the 3DS, will shut down across all platforms worldwide on November 8th at midnight. This will remove access to all Miiverse functionality, including messaging and creating posts, as well as any in-game Miiverse-related features. For a limited time, Nintendo will allow Miiverse users to download copies of their posts to keep as mementos.
So they're making mints out of them that you...
That's
Mentos.
mementos.
So did either of you use Miiverse at all?
A little bit here and there with the kids I did.
Mm-hmm.
But Nintendo's been shutting down services from the original Wii. Because Miiverse was from the original Wii, wasn't it?
No, it's just the Wii U and 3DS.
Then what was okay? So maybe they shut one down and made the
Well, yeah. What's
Wii.
what's in the Wii have then? Because I mean, I know that was
They
when they
didn't-
first started with the Mii's, and they had like the
Right. Well,
the friends and the avatar swapping and all
Yeah.
that.
this was completely different. Miiverse was kind of like a Facebook or something that's exclusive only to the Wii U and the 3DS, where you can draw pictures, post screenshots, ask questions, things like that. I didn't get a whole lot of use out of it. I mean, I got a game for like 99 cents. It was like a drawing. It wasn't even a game. It was just a drawing app on the Wii U. And I drew some pictures and posted them to that game's Miiverse page, and stuff like that. But I never got crazy into it. There are people that were really into it. Like there was some really fun stuff that came out of it, like the Metroid one. When Super Metroid came out for the Wii U, somebody who was new at the game posted a picture of Samus like stuck against a wall with a hole, like an opening at the bottom, and he asked a question: why can't Metroid crawl? And everybody just pounced on this poor kid. So if you look up "why can't Metroid crawl," it's you find some funny stuff related to that. But I mean, it's just a sign of the time, showing Nintendo is saying, okay, you know what, we're going to focus solely on the Switch, and doing everything we can for that. They haven't even announced fully what's going to be involved with their online infrastructure when it launches in 2018. So maybe we'll get something similar to this. Who knows? Just have to wait and see.
What did they shut down for the Wii?
They had a lot of different stuff. They had like that one thing where you had to like choose between, like ketchup or mustard, and they It was like poll. It was like I forgot what it was.
Like a survey type game or something.
Yeah, it was like
right?
a survey type game.
Like you'd go in there every day and like there'd be like 3 or 4 different questions that like what do you prefer more, like ketchup or mustard or
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
cracker speed.
Yeah, but there was other stuff that was like Miiverse. There was something else that they shut down that was actually used quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
was
remember.
Was it the Mii Plaza?
That's
where you go and you see all the different Miis walking in a big parade.
Maybe that was it. I can't remember what it was, but I remember at the time because I think at our last one we did the podcast before, I think that was one of the news bits that we did, is that they shut a certain service down, and we were like, why? People still use it. And that's what I'm trying to get to, is like,
yeah,
if people still use it, why shut it down?
Because it takes up bandwidth? I don't know.
They're
but
Nintendo.
You're also asking, yeah, but that's the question, though. That's your answer. They're Nintendo.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because, PlayStation probably wouldn't shut down a service that people are using.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox won't.
If
well, Halo 2 has
moved
been
on from the if they moved on from the Wii U and it's something that not many people used anyway.
Yeah, the Wii U was
if it's something that for all the 3DSs that are out there that nobody uses, then why focus your effort on something that's hardly used?
True.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it, but if they're streamlining their focuses, or if they're not having too much out there that maybe not be that important, then let it go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be sorry to see you go if you used it. But moving on.
Did you wait? I'm going to stop this right here. I'm sorry. Do you? I listened to our old. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I did. Do you remember our old
Brian?
podcast?
Hold on. Wait. I'm going to interrupt you now. Brian? I think this week's Finger of Shame should go to Mike.
We're interrupting all the time?
What do you mean all the time?
He said all the time. I just said Finger of Shame. But...
Name one time I interrupted.
Just now.
That's not true.
Kurt.
We'll block that Finger of Shame.
I think we'll let him pass on the Finger of Shame, but he better have a better one for us.
That's fine.
I just wanted to let Kurt know, because you were talking about our old podcast. I went back and listened to it.
Yes.
Man, it was awful.
We're awful like now.
We were more awfuler last time.
I don't think we could. No, we're off. We're pretty bad.
And then I listened to some of our game reviews on YouTube. If you want to see what Kurt and I used to do, go to YouTube and look up. Just type all in one word, "keep casual." And you'll see some of our old video game reviews. And we were just reading off a page. This is this game. It is a very good game. It is made by these people. You can find it on the Wii.
I like the game a lot. It is really good. I played it for a long time.
It was
fun. I died several times.
The end.
It is for the PlayStation 2. The end.
Yeah. I didn't even know that we posted stuff on YouTube back then. I can't remember.
Yeah, you did a review for a pool billiards game.
Oh, yes. I do remember that one, though. Yep. I liked that game. I did.
I was able to tell your enthusiasm in the sound of your voice during the review.
I'm sure everybody could. That's probably why they stopped sending us games to review. They're like, these guys aren't enthusiastic about these games at all.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So I'll be quiet.
So moving on. All right, Sony has announced that they're releasing a new DualShock 4 crystal clear controller in 3 different colors. Much like the crystal DualShock controllers that were released for the PS1, the crystal clear controllers is exclusive to GameStop. The red crystal exclusive to Best Buy, and the blue crystal exclusive to Walmart. Each one will cost $65 and will hit sometime this month.
Have you seen these pictures of these controllers?
I haven't seen the pictures yet.
Are beautiful.
They are.
I Google that too.
I am considering buying the blue one, even though I already own 2 PlayStation controllers, I don't know. I'm thinking about picking one of these up because they just look so good.
They do. I saw them too, and I was like, ooh, I like them. Yeah.
I might have to take a drive up to Walmart to get that
I'm
blue
looking.
one.
I'm looking to see.
Are
if
they
I can
really
find
that
them
good,
real
huh?
quick, too.
Crystal, yeah, just
You know
look
what?
up
They're-
Crystal DualShock
I mean,
4.
Yeah. If you need a controller, great. If not, I mean, I would love to own one, but I don't need a controller.
Yeah,
I have
And I don't want
Damn
to
you
spend
and your logic.
$65.
I have 2, but I guess I could always use more.
you can always trade in one of mine and get probably like $25 for it, and then use that towards the. But but you're right, Brian. If my current one is fully functional,
You can get a Sharpie and just color it.
Oh, there you go.
what you mean like a dog and just rub the dog on it? Those Sharpies are pretty expensive though. I think they were like $400.
Oh man.
Marker.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm not too hyped. I'm looking at images of them. I'm just not. It's a controller.
Yeah, but remember
I'm not feeling
last
it.
week. Yeah, but you
But
had-
it's red.
Yeah, but it has a new hat. I want it.
God.
It's red, white,
Yeah, I
and blue.
can't find.
But Kurt,
Yay.
let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Last week, Xbox One, Creeper and Pig controllers.
Oh, come on. That's completely different because you said, well, we don't know. Speculation
How?
is that they actually might have themed it with sounds and stuff too.
No, well, that's the system. I'm talking about the controllers. The controllers don't have sounds that emanate from
Oh,
them.
yeah. No, but that's that's sexiness. This, well, I don't know. Well,
What's
no.
the difference between a controller painted like a creeper and a controller that's crystal clear with a bluish tint?
I guess I just don't like.
You know,
you know what? Here's the thing.
In Kurt's defense, he is a Minecraft fanatic.
I am.
He's an aficionado. Yes.
So
I will give him
that's I mean, that's something there. These are just pretty colors.
Yeah, but
you
I
know.
like the color blue.
You right.
I
but
wrote-
they had a,
I wrote my doctorate on the color blue. 312 pages, single spaced, about blue. I like the color blue very, 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 very.
So
3
There-
weeks later,
there-
very, very.
So they have
there are many
like the
shades of
grips.
blue.
The grips are like not clear.
Right,
Okay.
the grips are solid. Yeah.
Right. So if they were gonna call something crystal, I would think that you'd be able to see through it and you'd be able to see like the internal workings of it. So
You can't
the
look at
part that is clear-ish should have been crystal clear.
Gotcha.
Instead of, because that's I think maybe that's why I'm like meh about it, is because if it's called a crystal controller, I want to be able to see the inner workings. Like when I move a joystick, I want to see it move inside the controller itself. But what they did
Yep.
is that they just kind of like gave it a satin type clear finish to it instead of a crystal clear finish. So
Right, but
I
to
think
that,
that's why I don't like it.
I gotcha. But to that point, if I get a creeper controller, it should be able to explode when I go near it.
Oh, you could. We'll make that happen for you if you want.
I think I want to go play my Xbox now. Oh, no hands.
Now I will say this: when I did see him back when I had my 360, the Afterglow controllers
Oh yeah.
that lit up,
Mhm.
I went nuts for those, and I had to go out and buy one. So I can see both sides to wanting a controller, and I think back then I did not even need one, but I was like, but it lights up.
But it lights up.
Yep. All right. Well, speaking of PlayStation and all the fun PlayStation goodness, as starting today, actually, you can download the September free PlayStation Plus games, and those games are for the PlayStation 4, Hatoful Boyfriend, Infamous Second Son, which is a good game, Strike Vector EX, and We Are Doomed. That was my Futurama reference for the day. For the PlayStation 3, Handball 16 and Truck Racer. For the Vita, Hatoful Boyfriend, Hue, and We Are Doomed.
Dude.
So not too bad. Infamous Second Son, that's the one to pick up. That game, if you like superhero type games, that's the game. That's a game to get. I've actually got a physical copy, so I might actually trade it in. I mean, I'll only probably get like $9 for it or $7 for it or something. But I mean, if I'm going to get it, for PlayStation Plus, I might as well.
Yeah, I got it. I have that game. I think I got it when I bought I think it was part of the bundle when I bought the PS4. But I never played it.
Yeah. No, I got the game years ago, and I still haven't played it.
Good. I don't feel bad.
And then after today, I think it's going to go even longer without playing it. But we'll get to that now. We'll get to that right now.
New releases.
That's right.
That was my segue.
That was your segue.
Okay, new releases for this week. We have Don't Knock Twice for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We have Knack 2 for the PS4. We have Lego Worlds for the Switch, Songbringer for the PS4, RBI Baseball 17 for the Switch, More Fight for the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Monster Hunter Stories for the 3DS, and some relatively unknown game that Mike and I have never heard of, and we're not at all excited about getting it. And Kurt, I know Kurt's very excited for it, but Destiny
absolutely
2, The Revenge of Beyonce.
Where's that?
The Revenge of Beyonce.
For the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Oh boy.
Yep, Brian, you abandoned me last week, and so I had Danny here, and when I talked about Destiny 2, it was just the two of them. It was basically the opposite of you and me giving Kurt a hard time about how awesome Destiny is. It was the two of them giving me a hard time about how their taste in games is terrible.
Unbelievable.
I got my game. I went in at 7:00. I got my game paid off. I'm actually right after the podcast. I'm heading back out to GameStop, picking it up at 10:00. Gonna start some playing. How about you, Brian? When are you getting yours?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had mine pre-ordered at the mall, and they're not doing a midnight launch there. So for me to get it, I'd have to go to the mall, pay for it, and then go out to the other side of town and get it at the GameStop that's all the way out there.
Gotcha.
It's
not worth it.
I mean, I live in a pretty small town, so it's as opposed to the 5-minute drive to the GameStop that I usually go to, or the 7-minute drive to the one at the mall. This is probably a 12-minute drive.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Wow. No, Destiny 2, not worth the 12-minute drive. You heard it here first, guys.
And I will say this too. I did not even take the day off tomorrow so I can play it all day. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brian, after you being sick, it's like we don't even know you.
It's like a pod landed and took over your body. But we'll wait and see what happens next week when we talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah, I'll be sitting out for about 2 hours, people. So I'll let you know when they start talking about that. You can just fast forward the podcast.
Awesome. So, so the other thing, RBI Baseball 17 looks interesting to me, but I think it's kind of late for them to release a baseball game. I'll wait till spring before I pick up a baseball game. I'm going to be in football mode any minute now. Kurt, anything on this list interest you?
You know, I did enjoy Knack. I did enjoy that game for the PS4. So it's a possibility. I'll have to do a little bit of research, but it's a possibility Knack 2 might be something I get. Lego games, they're always good. They're always fun to play and stuff. So I think Lego Worlds maybe for the Switch. Outside of that, that's about it. Yeah,
Lego Worlds is kind of like Lego meets Minecraft. So it doesn't have it's not like their usual games where there's a story and everything. You just go. They just give you all the different types of Lego pieces, and you can build whatever you want.
That's right up my alley.
Well, then there you go.
I do enjoy my Legos, and I do enjoy my Minecraft.
Now, if only they made a Lego skin in Minecraft, where your characters all look like Lego characters,
It probably
Ooh,
has.
that'd be a good idea.
or and like your blocks look like Lego blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not bad. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be playing. So yeah, Lego looks good. Knack, I know you're a big fan of that. So, all right. So that's our top 5 news stories for the week. So let us get right into our retrospective. So as you may or may not know, our retrospective is our weekly assignment where 2 of the guys pick a game for the other guy. A retro game. Usually means it's about 15 years or older. That a person will then spend the next week learning about the game, researching it, playing it, if they have the opportunity, and then come back with a little report. It's like a book report on this specific game. So this week, Kurt picked out for me the SNES classic ActRaiser, which, thank you, Kurt, for choosing that game for me, because it was one game that I never played. I actually was the only time I've ever seen it was when I was at a buddy's house, and he had rented it, so I was just watching him play. But I actually rather enjoyed it. So here is my book report on on ActRaiser. So I got my paper double-sided.
Oh my lord.
It was a dark and stormy night. I had just taken a creative writing class. All right, so ActRaiser was developed by Quintet and published by Enix, and it came out in November of 1991. And it was different than most games at the time because it actually was a combination of traditional side-scrolling action as well as like an urban planning god game type situation, kind of like a SimCity meets like a Legend of Zelda meets like Mario or something like that. So in this game, you actually play as God. So not a bad character, not a bad entity to play as. In his battle against Satan. Also referred to as Tanzra or the Evil One. So the whole backstory in the game is God and Satan had a battle, but God was defeated. So God returned back to heaven to rest. And while he was sleeping, the devil and his evil henchmen and lieutenants and stuff started taking over the lands and turned people to evil, things like that. So after several hundred years, God awakens to discover he lost his powers due to lack of belief in him. And that's where you start off the game. So as the game progresses, you defeat the bad guys as well as the Satan's lieutenants, and you recover your powers by rebuilding the civilizations of the people, and then you also communicating with them through prayer. After you defeat all the lieutenants, you actually go to fight against Satan. So it sounds very like religious, like a lot of religious overtones, which it does have religious overtones, but it's not like a religious like trying to convert you or something like that. It just used religion as a background. So there's 2 different ways to play the game. And the first way to play, what you start off getting like an overhead view of the land, and you as God, you help humanity build, like you point them in the direction where to build their cities and to build their roads. And there's also like in Gauntlet, there's layers, where monsters constantly come out of, and you got to build it. You got to make the people go and seal those layers, while you're controlling a little angel above them, and the angel attacks the monsters as they come out of the layers. So the more you build up the civilization, the more the people pray to you, and the stronger you get. Then when you're strong enough, you zoom in down on the level, and it shows like a little ball of light dropping onto a statue, and it animates the statue, and you're a dude with a sword. And like the picture I drew last week, I don't know what it was. It was the guy with the sword. And then you go, like traditional platforming, left to right, attacking monsters and fighting a boss at the end. It almost kind of looks like a Castlevania, like Super Castlevania 4, something like that. And then once you beat the boss, you save that land, and then you continue to move on to the next land. So it's an overhead style simulation mode where you protect and you guide that civilization towards prosperity. So you do things that also encourage the growth of the population. You could use different miracles like lightning, rain, sunlight, wind, earthquakes. So like if the people can't develop because there's trees blocking the path, you can use lightning to burn the trees so that they can continue building their roads. And if like houses catch fire, you can use rain to put the fire out, and the people will pray to you, and they sometimes will find ancient artifacts and offer them to you that level up your character. So it's surprisingly deep, especially for a launch game for the Super Nintendo. And it's actually really interesting. So like I said, the game did have a lot of religious references. So in the original Japanese version, you play as God, and the bad guy is known as Satan. But as we all know at that time, Nintendo of America had a very strict policy regarding game content, especially in regards to material which could be deemed offensive. So instead of God, the character was known as the Master. The bosses are based on real-world religion and mythology, such as Greek mythology and Hinduism. So they needed to kind of edit that a little bit as much as possible. For example, one of the monsters' layers has the Star of David as a background. So they changed that to like a skull.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and then since Square bought Enix and became Square Enix, they released a limited version of the game for mobile phones, which took out the overhead stuff, so it was only the side-scrolling stuff, and that came out in 2004. The game was also made available on the Virtual Console for the Wii on May 28, 2007. The game sold about 620,000 copies worldwide, with most of them coming from Japan, and 400,000 copies in Japan, 180,000 in the U.S., 40,000 in Europe. A couple awards that it won. ActRaiser was awarded Best Music of 1993 by Electronics Gaming Monthly. It was also on December 12th, 2003, ActRaiser was inducted into GameSpot's Greatest Games of All Time. And in Nintendo Power's top 200 games list, it was, can you guess what number it was?
Out of 200?
Out of 200.
I mean, you've been hyping it up quite a bit, so I'm going to say...
Well,
can we have an under-over? I mean, I'm not going to be
over. Yeah, we'll play over-under.
I'll take under 50.
Ryan?
Well, I was gonna say since it has to do with God and the devil, I was gonna say it was 666. But I'll go with $1.
So you're saying
this isn't The Price is Right. I'm sorry. I don't know, 125.
The correct answer is 150.
Wow, Brian. A lot closer.
So not bad, yeah. So it was rated the 150th best game made on Nintendo systems in Nintendo Power's top 200 list. So I actually did get a chance to play the game, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was one of those games where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to play for another 10 minutes. All right, I'm just going to play for another 10 minutes. I call it the Resident Evil 4 effect.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, and when I first saw, because I saw screenshots and videos of it, and when I first did that, I thought like the entire game was side-scrolling. But you're spending more time building cities and talking to the people as they pray to you and building up the lands around you and helping them out than you do actually with the side-scrolling action parts. Like if the game itself had 0 side-scrolling action parts and kind of fleshed out the overhead part a little bit, it would be just as good.
Wow.
So I highly recommend it. I give it the thumb. So we have the finger of shame. Now we have the thumbs of up. So I give it the thumbs up.
Thumbs
Uh,
up.
the thumbs of up.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I recommend giving it a try. Unfortunately, I get a chance to stream it because of the holiday weekend and everything. But I'll talk about that during what we're playing. So it was a fun game.
See, I'm surprised with all the hype, and that's the reason why I said under 50, because of the hype that you just said,
Yeah.
like that it was a well-known game. It was launched. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Kurt, I was thinking that same thing too, because I'm like, the way he's hyping this up, you'd think it'd be a really popular one. And I thought for sure when I'm like 125, I'm like, I way overshot that.
And I was
But,
thinking
I mean,
under
the-
50. I'm like, it's got to be under 50 because all these gaming reviews and everything else that say it's an amazing game and everybody loves it. And
Yeah, it didn't get a lot of the sales and popularity that it really should have. But it's still a fun game. It had a really good soundtrack too. I really enjoyed the music on it.
interesting.
Yeah. So I give it a B+.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So now we know what time it is, right?
It's time for Brian's
8:52.
retrospective.
It's time for what?
I said it's 8:52.
It is 8:52, but it's also time for Brian's for your retro game assignments.
Lay it
So
on me.
Brian, Kurt and I had we had our discussion before you jumped into the chat. We thought about it. We thought, what game could Brian play? Something relatively relaxing, easygoing, since you're going to be spending a lot of time with Destiny, something you could play on the side. So the game we chose for you is a game that was out on the Sega Genesis.
Another system I've never played before.
Right. So this one was out on the Sega Genesis. It was, now that we're in the fall and something interesting is going to happen coming Sunday, it's going to be the start of what season? And don't say Wabbit, because it's not Wabbit.
Duck season?
I was just about to say that.
No. In the words of the great, I can't remember his name, but are you ready for some football?
That's
Are
right.
you ready for some football? So yeah, it's Wabbit season.
That's
Duck
right.
season.
Wabbit season.
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
Wabbit season.
Fire!
Duck season.
You may
I
fire
say
when
it's-
ready, Gridley. Oh, sorry, fellas. I'm a
You.
vegetarian. Hey, Doc. No,
Other
this is going to
sports
be
besides hunting,
tennis. Anyone? This has now become the Looney Tunes podcast, where we
I
all
was
just
gonna Brian will get his retrospective in another 25 minutes.
Shame on you, Doc. Hunting rabbits with an elephant gun.
Elephant gun.
You need to get yourself an elephant.
You do, and I'll give you such a pinch. Yeah. Okay,
Oh.
so I'm hoping my game has something to do with the Looney Tunes playing football, but
No, the only Looney Tunes game they did was basketball. Looney Tunes
Space
sports game.
Yeah.
It wasn't Space Jams. It was like Looney Tunes B-Ball or something like that.
really,
Which was it was like NBA Jam. It was actually that game was actually really good. It was a really good Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis game. But Kurt,
Yeah.
would you like to present Brian with his game for this week?
Oh, I just closed out the box. Mutant football.
Mutant League Football.
Mutant League football. Sorry, I knew it was mutant football.
So your game is Mutant League Football. It's like football, only with mutants.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a kind of a cheeky take on the.
like X-Men type mutants, or
No,
like-
not
like-
that good.
like my foot's grown out of my head mutant.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Mutant League Football, huh?
Yep, that's going to be your game.
Sounds fun.
Yes, and we can't wait to hear all about it.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into what we played over the week. This has been a really kind of a jacked up week because it was Labor Day weekend,
Yep.
and a lot of people aren't feeling good. So I think it's going to be kind of a short podcast tonight. But Kurt, you want to go first?
Sure. What I've been playing. I've been sick. So,
I've been playing Let's Cheat Death.
Yeah, exactly. So you can probably hear it in my voice this week, guys. And I've been muting myself, so you've been hearing clicks and stuff through the podcast because I've been muting myself so I could cough and hack a lung out. I did my normal stream with reduced talking, of course. Played Minecraft, of course, because really don't have to talk much while doing it. Also played a couple like slot machine games. Like I've been really kicking the slot machine thing. You know, so like slot machine video games. I've been really just, going on the web and finding a free slot machine to play and been doing that. And yes, Turtle, modded Minecraft.
Ooh.
Yes, modded and vanilla. So and Turtle is actually like somebody who I play Minecraft with, who's in the chat right now. So yes, we actually have a house now. So we're playing a harder mod pack. So we actually have a house.
Nice.
That's what I've been doing.
All right. Frizzle?
Yeah, same here. With this weekend, I been really busy. I was sick last week, so I call it the beginning of the school year germs because you're in a school with a bunch of kids who don't always know how to cover their mouth when they cough or sneeze and like to touch you. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, got over that a little bit, but also this weekend I had some relatives come in, and I also painted my deck too, so I was awfully busy. I played a little bit, just a little bit of not Destiny. I can't wait.
He's got it on the brain.
Okay.
Got it on the brain.
Right?
Me on the
Right?
brain.
That's what's coming up. No, Horizon Zero Dawn. I just played a little bit more of that. I was really hoping to be done with that by Destiny because now I'm going to have to struggle on which one I want to play.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I played. Just maybe about a couple hours worth of that on Friday. So
Yeah.
bad week for me. Shame, shame, shame. Yeah.
That's okay. We gave you the finger. You got the finger shame last week, mister.
Okay, good.
I played. So I went out to Michigan to spend the weekend with family in a trailer with no internet access.
So basically, you were living Friday the 13th instead of playing it.
Exactly. Yep. That's right. Skinny dipping and all.
Oh, wait.
Hello.
What? Hello.
And if you know me, you know that Mike and skinny dipping doesn't go.
Have you seen this guy?
So I did. So I brought the Wii with, because there's electricity in the trailer. So we wanted to hook it up and play that a bit. Come to find out that the TV that's hooked up only has HDMI in.
What?
There's no components, no composite. So
You would think it would be the complete opposite. I'm in a trailer in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, and the only TV we got has HDMI. It doesn't have component, doesn't have the little screw knobby thingy on the back either.
the click knobs.
Little screw knobby thing.
He said,
No, it was, so that's.
what were you, glamping? You had a glorious camper out there?
Yeah.
Only HDMI?
It was a very nice camper. It was a very nice camper.
Was a 48-inch screen flat 40-inch flat
right?
screen.
But there was no internet.
Oh, complaints.
Yeah. So I did bring my 3DS, and I put a lot more time into Pokemon Moon because I've had that game and I just kind of got bored of it, but now I'm getting back into it and I'm excited and I'm playing it more, so that made me happy. I also played a little bit more Friday 13th, of course. Nothing special about that, just the usual junk. I downloaded for the Switch a game called League of Evil. Did I talk about that? I didn't talk about that. No, I didn't. So that game is kind of like, we talked about it because it was a new release. That one's kind of like Super Meat Boy a little bit. and you get to create your own levels. Very precise platforming. Not bad. It was a fun game. I mean, you could create your own levels and share them online. It was definitely worth the $8 I paid for it. So I picked that up. But other than that, that's about it. I will say this though, because I do have another one of my fun stories, and I gotta say, I gotta give major respect to my father-in-law, because we were in the trailer. We just had like the campfire and stuff like that, so we're just relaxing. My son and wife were watching TV, and I was sitting at the table with him, and I brought my my perler beads with. So just for the heck of it, I made a perler bead thing. And he asked me he's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, oh, you put these together. It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. You put them together and then you iron them together. So I put them together and I ironed them together and I made this.
Nice. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
No,
So I put it all together without him looking, even though he was sitting right across from me. So I kept it shrouded. And then after I ironed it, I took it out and I slid it on the table. And and then you can make things like this. And I fully expected him to be like, oh, that's cool. Oh, is that like a video game? You know what he says to me? He goes, oh, look, it's Link. And I just hit my fist on the table. I'm like, did you just say his actual name? Did you like not say Zelda? Did you? You know this isn't Zelda, right? This is Link. He's like, oh yeah, I love Legend of Zelda. And I'm like, okay, this is yours. You can keep it. Take it.
Nice.
But I took it home because I'm gonna put a magnet on the back of it so he can put it on his fridge.
Awesome.
But yeah, I gotta give mad props to my father-in-law for that, man. Knowing who Link was, wow, that's something to be proud of, man.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm getting all emotional here.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So, and then I played the barn. So there was a area like where you could play like shuffleboard, and they had a pool table and stuff, and they had a couple games. They had Cruisin' World, the arcade, an arcade. They had Cruisin' World and Area 51 Site 4, and that one of the early bowling games with the trackball by IT. I think it came out before Golden Tee, I think, but it was a bowling game. So I played those games. I played those arcade games, and that was it. That's all I played. So like I said, with the holiday weekend and everything, it was a very easy weekend. But tune in next week for the Destiny cast. We'll be talking about all things Destiny 2.
I'll probably just be quiet the whole cast.
We're just going to create a soundboard for Kurt that says yeah and no.
That's a good idea.
And GG.
And if you're sitting, yeah. So if you're sitting there watching stream, you hear that and stuff, but yeah, if you're actually watching the stream on Twitch, you'll just see me just hitting the button. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I'll be like Homer Simpson with the little thingy that just hits the Y button.
The little drinky bird.
The little drinky bird that hits the Y button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's that one? Homer, shouldn't you be working? Yeah, I got someone to cover for me. All right. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this week's show. Feel free to find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TCThrowers. You can also find us on Twitter at TCThrowers. That's at TCThrowers. If you're listening to the podcast and you want to join us during our live stream, you can go to twitch.tv/TCThrowers. We record every Tuesday night at around 8 o'clock Central Time. Be sure to arrive early for the pre-show and stick around late for the after show. If you have any questions and want your email read during the show, feel free to email us, thecontrollerthrowers@gmail.com. If you are watching the show live or on Twitch and you want to actually download the audio files, you can find the Controller Throwers on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Podomatic.com. Until then, everybody have a wonderful week. Play some games, have some fun. We'll see you next time. For Kurt, for Brian, this is Mike saying, have a wonderful week. So long, everybody.
Toodle-oo.
Adios.
All right.
All right.
All right, so Brian.
All right.
I was going-
right.
going through the closet and I found this. The Simpsons trivia game.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Nice.
You ready? These are some tough questions.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna do trivia? Hold on. I gotta take a piss if we're gonna do
Okay.
that. You're off as well. No, Turtle, you gotta stay around. What are you, ridiculous? Come on.
Yeah, come on, we're doing
this
Simpsons
is the after
trivia.
show, man. We're doing like other stuff here, bruh.
Simpsons trivia. Beep.
He's like, okay, I'm off as well. God.
Is that
Party
how he
pooper.
came across?
Oh God.
There you go.
That came from the heart. Hurricanes.
All right.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Well, be safe with your what is it? Category 4 when it hits you. Be safe with that, Turtle.
Where does he live?
Florida? Boca Raton.
Well, yeah, I'm aware. Oh, Boca Raton.
Yeah. So.
Boko Haram, Florida.
Boca Raton.
Mikula Kula, Wolf Cola.
Okay, fine. Yeah, stick around for a little bit, Turtle, if you want. All right, I'm gonna be right back.
I'll start with the questions.
Go ahead. I'll be right back.
Are you ready?
Yeah, stuff. Thanks.
What do you say? Which Simpsons character stole an Oscar? Was it Homer,
Like-
Bart, or Snake?
Like the actual real Oscar?
Yeah.
Was it Snake?
No, it was Homer. These are some
Homer
hard...
stole Homer stole the big giant statue.
He stole lots of different things. But
Okay.
there's some good... What is the name of the Flanders internet site?
Flancrest Enterprises.
Wow, you're really good at this. From where
Got
did
one?
Bart steal a military tank?
The Army surplus store?
No.
No, wasn't that It was a military base, but what was the name of it? I don't remember the name of it.
Fort Frag.
Fort Frag. Okay.
Yeah, and there are some really like...
Well,
Let's
keep
see.
them coming.
What is Cletus the slack-jawed yokel's last name?
Splunker? Splunknick? Splunker. What is it?
Delroy.
What?
I don't know. That's what it says here.
That is not true. I am challenging that one.
Challenge away, man. Because there's... Maybe this is all messed up. Maybe I should be throwing this in the garbage.
Yeah, Cletus Splunkner.
Yeah, okay. This is messed up then.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, no. Simpsons Wikipedia saying his name is Cletus Delroy Splunkner. So
Oh.
Delroy is his middle name.
Alrighty then. Which Simpsons character has a brass knee?
It's a brass knee. What are my choices?
You don't have any choices.
They don't give you options?
No.
Shit. It's a brass knee. Reverend Lovejoy?
Nope, Grandpa.
No, okay, that one would make sense. I don't never
What
remember.
What is the slogan for Fire Safety Day at Springfield Elementary? Learn, baby. I know these are some tough questions. Learn, baby,
Wow.
learn. Hot to trot, or don't be an ash.
Don't be an ash.
Learn, baby, learn.
It's learn, baby, learn. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, come on, Kurt. I'm like 2 for 6.
In the weekly,
Although I did no, I'm 3 because they were wrong on that one that I said. Okay,
in
weekly
the weekly opening sequence, what time is it when Bart writes on the chalkboard?
4:20. 2:40.
I have no idea.
3 p.m.
Okay.
Huh.
After a hurricane destroys his home, this is timely. After a hurricane destroys his home, what mental hospital does Ned Flanders check into?
Morningwood. No, is it Morningwood Academy?
Wow, you are good, but it's not Morningwood.
What is it then?
Calmwood. CALM.
Calmwood. Okay. So I remember him driving straight up there. Isn't that the one where? Oh my God, Ned Flanders is back.
Yep. All right, so this one's a little bit easier. According to Homer, what get out's the unpleasant aftertaste of church?
Beer.
Beer.
No.
No.
Football.
Getting out of those itchy church pants.
Itchy church pants.
What was the title of the only Adventures of Ned Flanders short? Hens love
I don't
roosters,
even know any of
geese
this
love
stuff.
ganders.
Everyone else loves Ned Flanders. Not me.
Everyone who counts loves Ned Flanders.
My God, I don't even remember his short.
Love that God.
Wow.
We're not going to church today, Daddy.
You give me one reason why.
It's Saturday. Oh, do.
This one might be a little bit easier. So what do the Simpsons briefly change their last name to?
Flanders.
When Sideshow Bob was trying to kill them.
Mm.
And they move on to the houseboat.
I remember the episode. I don't remember the name.
Now, when I tap your foot and say, hello, mister,
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
remember the episode. I don't remember.
I think he's talking to you.
Is it
Smith?
Peterson? Is it Peterson, Thompson, or Patterson?
Thompson.
Thompson. Yep. What is the name of Kent Brockman's news magazine show?
Oh, geez.
Ian Springfield.
Yep, Ion Springfield. What is the name of Maggie's arch enemy, the baby with one eyebrow?
I never knew he even had a name.
Yep.
Roy?
Gerald.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I never even knew he had a name. That's like comic book guy's real name.
Jeff something.
Anderson, or wasn't
Is that it? Yeah.
Something very, very common.
You
Yeah.
guys know way too much trivia.
What are you talking about? We're getting most of these wrong.
Yeah, but I don't even know half of this stuff that you guys are rattling off, though.
When Krusty fakes his death, what is the name of the plane he crashes?
I'm on a roll of gay.
Yep. That's right. What is the name of Fat Tony's establishment?
The legitimate social business, the legitimate businessman social club.
Wow, that is really good. Kurt, you want to hit that GG? What are the names of Fat Tony's two henchmen?
Legs and Louie.
Wow, GG again. Oh, geez. What are Patty and Selma's apartment number?
Oh, man.
412.
No.
I have no idea.
1599. That doesn't make that's.
Huh.
That is. I mean, yeah, these are like obscure.
Yeah. Oh, that one's easy. What is the name of the little guy who looks exactly like Krusty but plays the squeeze box?
Oh my God, that was the same
Yeah.
episode where he faked his death. Handsome Pete.
GG! What is Kent Brockman's real name?
Maya Buttrick.
Yep. No. Kenny Brockelstein.
Kenny Brockelstein?
Yep. What is Bart's middle name?
Oh, shit.
God, I know this.
I don't
Like-
know.
No, I don't know.
JoJo.
Joe?
Really?
What?
JoJo.
Really?
JoJo.
Bartholomew Jojo Simpson?
Bartholomew J. Simpson. Yeah, I guess. What is police
I
chief
was gonna say Jay, but
Oh.
I knew that wasn't right.
What is police chief Wiggum's wife's name?
Oh shit!
Sarah.
Wow.
Where in Springfield can you get 100 tacos for $100?
The taco truck.
Yes. This should supply adequate substance for the Doctor Who marathon. I don't remember the name of the place.
Taco Mat.
Taco man. It's awesome.
This one's a little bit easier. What's the sea captain's last name?
McAllister.
Yep. So yeah, there's some really like...
Yeah.
Who drove the vehicle that ran over Snowball 1? That's
Jesus.
right.
Grandpa?
Clovis Quimby. Like the mayor's nephew or something
I
like
would
that.
say wasn't that the mayor's nephew? I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Got like lots of obscure stuff.
What does Otto the bus driver call his dad?
Dad. Well, dude.
No, like lieutenant or something, right?
Yeah.
Or sergeant or
Oh, sorry, Bart, dude. The admiral would not have...
admiral.
Oh,
Admiral, yes, the admiral.
my lord.
Brian, you should know this one. What is the name of the real life comic book company that publishes Simpsons comics?
I don't know. I never read them.
Bongo.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I would know that because I've gotten their free comic books on Free Comic Book Day.
What popular... This is the last one, then I'm going to be done. What popular Springfield location is a place where logic takes a holiday and the laws of nature are meaningless?
Oh, that's when they did that 3D episode. Isn't it?
The Springfield Tire Fire?
Nope.
You got me.
The Mystery Spot. The Springfield Mystery Spot.
Big hole in the ground.
Was that that one, or was that the one where was that Ken Griffey fell into? No, that wasn't Ken Griffey.
I thought it was
was it
that
that fell in-
3D World one, wasn't it? Maybe
No,
not.
that was Homer walked through a dimensional portal in his wall
Oh, that's right. When they moved,
and entered into the third dimension.
Yeah, they moved the grandfather clock or something, or he walked
Yeah.
into it or something.
Or he was hiding behind the bookcase because Patty and Selma were coming to visit.
Or that too.
That's one of my favorite lines too, on any Simpsons episode, where Homer's like, where they're like, Homer, do you know where are you? I'm someplace where I don't know where I am. The shower. And then they're like, and Marge is like, and in 1 minute he was here, the next he was gone. And then she goes, it's like he disappeared into fat air.
Fat air. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So nothing else going on with you guys? Nothing else interesting you have to say?
I just want to say that you guys are awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. You're
Well,
awesome
I mean,
too.
you asked. I mean, I think you guys are pretty awesome. So I mean,
All
just,
right. Well,
I'm just saying.
okay.
I mean, you asked, and I'm just
Well,
saying.
thank you.
You guys are pretty awesome. I mean,
All right.
as awesome as guys and dudes can be, you know,
Guys and dudes.
you're pretty much up there with
Guys and
awesomeness.
A bunch of crazy guys and dudes. Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Nope,
yeah,
nope,
yeah,
nope.
yeah,
This
yeah,
this
yeah.
coming weekend is gonna be busy for me, so I'm gonna try to get some gaming in. So trying to get something new in.
You're not gonna play something new.
Well, not new
Why
because
don't you get
I don't
Infamous
have
Second
new
Son?
games. I just have to play something different.
Destiny 2.
Yeah, Electric
Fuck
Boogaloo.
that. I mean, sorry, forgot this
Beyonce's
is
Revenge.
PG.
After
F
show.
that. Oh, it's after show. Yeah, so I could say fuck that.
Um,
God, I don't
you can
even
get
know.
one of those PlayStation Plus games.
See, that's the thing. My PlayStation and my Xbox are literally sitting in a pile over here.
Oh,
Like all my
Well-
consoles are sitting over here in a pile.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
it's not your fault. I really got to
Yes,
get
it
my
is.
basement done. That's what I have to do. I have to get the studio built. Have to start the home theater. I have to get all this done. I just haven't gotten off my butt and gotten motivation to do it. The wife's been kicking me in the ass to do it too. She's like, "Oh, you got to start doing this." I'm like, "Yeah."
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah.
In the time that it took us to do that podcast,
Hmm.
that Pez display sign is now up to $50,
Whoa.
and it ends in 3 days.
What?
Hmm.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
know it's plastic, right?
Dude, I don't understand why people are.
Maybe I
Like-
should put my Pac-Man one up.
If you put it up in well, you got to find the right Facebook page. But I don't understand how these people don't. Well, I apologize to anybody that's on the Pez page, but like the bidding started at $10, and it went to 10, and then somebody did 12, and then somebody just jumped the gun and said 25, and then somebody else said 30, and then the next person said 50. It's like they're not going in like
Do they-
regular bidding increments, but
Right,
works
but
for me.
like nobody's asking the question like, is it glass or is it plastic?
No. And then somebody posted a question on it saying, could you please, what does it say? Can you post the dimensions? So I posted, can't really see. Dang it. I posted a picture of like X, Y, and Z different angles.
But did you actually
Wait, you're
post
you're
like?
you're selling this?
Did you
Yeah.
actually post the dimensions or no?
Yeah, I posted the dimensions, but then I also posted a picture of line X, line Y, and line Z as like the 3 different dimensions.
Oh, okay. So you didn't just like take
That's
3
the
different pictures
joke.
like here's X, here's Y, here's Z.
No.
You figure it out. You actually put a
no,
number
no.
to it. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. They're like, it's like, can you give me dimensions on it? And they'll put like a quarter next to it and like, here's scale for size. I'm like, dude, I want to know numbers, not like here's the proportion of whatever kind of quarter that is.
Yeah. But no, Brian, I'm selling this Pez display sign that I have, little plug-in one, it glows blue,
Yeah.
and I'm selling it on like a Facebook Pez page. People are going crazy over it apparently.
Wow.
See,
I'm in
that's-
the money.
That's so bad because
I'm
I
in-
have, I don't even know if I have my Pac-Man one anymore. I'll have to check out my arcade stuff, but I thought we bought it like dirt cheap.
I think I guess the guy that made them doesn't make them anymore, so
Yeah. Because if I could find that, I'll sell mine too. It'll be like, here.
there you go.
It's cool. Well, good for
All
you,
right.
man.
Well, I'm gonna go get this edited, and then I gotta jet over to GameStop.
You gotta do your
Pick up my
Destiny
Destiny.
too. Your Destiny 2. Which,
All right. Well, you gentlemen have a wonderful evening.
it's gonna suck next week.
All right.
Brian, let me know when
Yes,
you
sir.
can play. Let me know when you can play Destiny, and I'll join you.
Alrighty.
All right. I'll talk to you.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, Phil.
See you.
And everybody.
Thanks for watching.
and stuff.